If you are seeing indexing issues in Google Search Console and feeling overwhelmed, don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, we'll dive into how to fix Google indexing issues from server errors to different crawling and indexing issues. I'll explain why they happen and some actionable tips to ensure Google indexes your content properly. Let's go. Hey, it's Jack from RankMath, the one tool that brings you easy to use SEO and AI tools, and this channel provides you with tips, tricks, and tutorials to grow your search traffic. So if you're new to us, subscribe. Now, we have actually covered some popular issues in detail. For example, the solve 404 errors, discovered or cropped but currently not indexed issues, and duplicate alternate page with proper canonical tag issues. If you encounter any of these issues, we recommend that you check out the relevant video. The links to those videos are in the description. But for other issues, we'll talk about them in this video. And the first thing we need to do before everything else is to identify the Google indexing issues. There are two ways to identify Google indexing issues. The first is to use your Google Search Console. As you visit your Google Search Console, under the indexing category, you want to click on Pages. It will show you an overview of all the pages that are indexed and not indexed. If you want to find out more about your indexed pages, you can click on this. But as you scroll down, you will find all the reasons why your pages aren't indexed. If you click through any of the issues, you will find a list of URLs falling into the error report. And that's where you know what to fix. Now, if you have RankMath Pro installed, you can access the indexing issues directly on your site. Hover over RankMath SEO, click on the Analytics module, and over here you will see the Index Status tab. If you don't see this tab, you want to go to General Settings, scroll down to the Analytics settings, and make sure that the Index Status tab is enabled, and remember to save the settings. Anyway, in your Index Status tab, you will get an overview of your site's presence on Google. You can filter the issues by clicking on this and selecting the issue you wish to resolve. And here are all the pages with the issue. You can click on it to find out more about the indexing status of the page. Alright, now that you know how to identify Google indexing issues, let's go through the list of issues one at a time, starting with this. First things first, having 404 errors on your site is perfectly normal and it does not affect your site's ranking or indexing. When you visit Google Search Console and check out the Pages tab, scroll down and expand the Not Found 404 issue. As you scroll down and check out the URL with the error, and you realize that there aren't any URLs that seem to be important, such as URLs from your blog posts, product pages, or pages with substantial content, then it is totally fine to leave these errors as they are. Google will eventually drop these URLs from the error report in due time. There are many causes for 404 errors. A page may have existed on your site but was deleted, it may have been moved, there could be broken links pointing to a non-existent page, the URL may have been misspelled or mistyped, or Googlebot may have tried to follow links from other sources. So dealing with these issues, you have to know if the URLs are worth fixing. Here's what you would do if you find a familiar URL that is supposed to be redirected. Let's say that for some reason you have made changes to this page and decided to edit the URL slug of the page. Let's say from best BBQ sites to side dishes, because the keyword has more search volume maybe, and let's save changes. If you use RankMath, it shouldn't be a problem because changes to the URL slug will automatically be redirected, as you can see. But if you don't use RankMath, your old URL with just best BBQ sites could have been flagged with a 404 error. If that is the case, what you want to do is to redirect the old URL to the new. We recommend using RankMath's redirections module, but you can use other redirections plugin as well. I'll just show an example using RankMath. Now, if you don't see this module, then you want to visit the dashboard and turn it on. Now, when you are in the module, you want to add a new redirection, place the old URL as the source URL, and the new URL in the destination URL field. And since the old URL is permanently moved to the new, you want to select the 301 permanent move option, keep the status as active, and create the redirection. Now, if you find a familiar URL in the report but it comes with misspells, for example, some other bloggers meant to add this link without the U in the color, but they have misspelled it and add the color with the U, and this URL keeps appearing in your 404 error report, then it is the same thing. Add a redirect. add a URL that is flagged with the error in the source URL field. If you find another misspell of your URL, you can click add another and add, for example, in this case, it could be color schemes or all the variations of misspells, and add the destination URL, which is the page with the correct URL. So all these variations of misspells will be redirected to this URL. Make it a 301 redirect and create it. Simple as that. And finally, if the URL in the error report has been deleted permanently and there is no other pages where it can logically be redirected to, then you will want to add a 410 status code to the URL to stop search engine bots from indexing it. Since there is no URL to be redirected to, you will only need to add the source URL, create the URL, and that's it. So if you are encountering the not found 404 errors, you now know what to do. So the NoIndex meta tag is a directive, and when search engine robots crawl a page and finds the tag, it is telling search engines not to index the page. If it is intentional, nothing needs to be done, but if it is not intentional, here's how you can fix it. If you find a whole bunch of your post URLs in the error report, which they are not supposed to, then it is more of a setting issue than an individual isolated issue. The first thing you want to check is the WordPress reading settings. Make sure that this discourage search engines from indexing this site checkbox is unchecked. If it is not checked, then the next place you want to check is under Rank Math SEO. Visit the titles and meta settings, and in the global robots meta, you want to make sure that it is set to index so that all pages that do not have custom settings will have the robots meta as indexed by default. Then go through the post types, starting with the post. Check out its post robots meta. Make sure that it is also set as index. If it is set as no index, then you may have found the error, because all posts by default will be set to no index. Other than this, you want to go through other post types that are supposed to be indexed as well, such as your pages. You want to make sure that the page robots meta is set as index. If you did not turn this on, this will follow the global robots meta, which we have set it to index. The same goes for your products robots meta. You want to make sure that it is set to index. And if your site has multiple authors, you may want to consider having the robots meta as index as well. By the way, if you want to learn more about author SEO, feel free to check out this video right here. The link is in the description. Now, if the setting is not an issue, then most likely it is an isolated issue. For example, if I scroll down this excluded by no index tag error report and find a URL that is not supposed to have the issue, I will first identify how the issue came about. I will copy the URL, visit the page, then I will right click and view page source. Next, I will hit Ctrl or Command F to find something and search for no index. As you can see, there is a no index meta tag applied to the page. So if the settings we have checked earlier are all set to index, then the cause may be on the page level. So let's go to the page editor, click on the Rank Maths tab. As you can see, it is already telling you that a no index robots meta has been applied. So we want to click on the Advanced tab, and here we go, we found an issue. Let's set this to index, save changes, and the problem is fixed. But I won't save it now because I want to show you something else. Now, if you are a Rank Math Pro user, you have a quick and convenient way to check for no index meta tags on all your posts. Visit the post list, and on the Rank Maths filter, you want to select the article's no index option and filter it. With this filter, you will find all posts with the no index meta tag applied to them. And from there, if there are a lot of posts, you can simply click here to select all posts, click on the bulk actions, select set to index, and hit apply. And now all posts with the no index meta tag will now be set to index, and you won't see any more posts in the filter. Alright, I hope you find the Rank Maths filter useful, and if it does, how about a thumbs up? Now let's go to the next issue. If you ever encounter this page index without content issue, it could mean that the pages that are flagged are either not well linked together with other pages of your site has a poor site structure, or the page simply does not have enough content. If you have not put any thought into having a good site structure, we recommend that you watch these two videos because they will shape the structure of your site. And if the page simply has little to no content, then you should add more content. Target a minimum of 600 words as a base gauge. But if you want to gauge based on the pages that are ranking on Google, then we recommend that you use the research feature from Content AI. Under the Content AI tab, and right here, this is the research feature. Add your topic here. If your target is a local audience, you would select the appropriate country. Otherwise, you can leave it as worldwide and hit research. The tool will then scrape all the pages that are ranking for your target keyword and audience, analyze the information collected, and provide you with smart suggestions, such as the word count you should aim for. And if you have trouble coming up with the word count, how about answering these questions here instead of worrying about the number of words? Use images, videos, and infographics to help break up the text and make it more visually appealing. Check out this video right here to learn how to write high-quality content with AI. And to be honest, it is getting easier and easier these days, and your pages wouldn't get this page index without content issues ever again. The robots.txt file is the first thing search engine crawlers see before they crawl your pages because it sets the rules. So if any of your pages land in this error report, it means that there is a rule in your robots.txt file that prevents your page from being crawled. To fix this issue, we recommend using a tool called the robots.txt Validator and Testing Tool. This is the link. And let's say that this is the page that is blocked by the robots.txt. I will copy the link, go to the tool and paste it here, and then select a user agent. These are the common search engine crawlers, and the most common of all is the Google bot. Let's hit test, and in just a few seconds, the tool will instantly validate if the crawler has access to the URL based on the robots.txt configuration on your site. And as you can see, this is the rule that is blocking the search engine crawlers from crawling the content of this URL. So if this URL is supposed to be indexed, you may want to consider removing this rule. If you use rank math, you can edit the robots.txt rules directly from your site. Hover over rank math SEO, visit its general settings, and click on edit robots.txt. Now there must be a reason why you have added this disallowed rule in the first place. So you have to carefully study the effects of removing the rule. Maybe you are trying to block other URLs with this BBQ recipes prefix, but either way, if you wish to remove this rule, allow this flagged URL to be indexed while keeping others with the BBQ recipes prefix from being indexed, then what you can do is to remove the rule, save changes, and visit other pages with the same prefix and add a NoIndex meta tag to them. Now there is another similar issue called index though blocked by robots.txt. This error occurs when a page is indexed by Google despite being blocked by the robots.txt rules. Google has either indexed the page as a result of other pages on the web linking to it, or it was indexed before being blocked by the robots.txt file. Either way, even if the page is indexed, the snippets shown in the search results will be limited. If you are facing this issue, I am assuming that you do not want the URLs to be indexed. If that is the case, you want to visit the page, click on Rank Maths tab and go to its advanced settings and add a NoIndex meta tag to it, so that on top of blocking the URL from being crawled from the robots.txt, other crawlers visiting this link from other sources, maybe from other websites, will not index this page. We recommend that you reach out to external sites that have this link on their pages and request that they change the link to a more relevant URL. Now the thing is, we recommend that the robots.txt should only be used for blocking files like images, PDFs, feeds, etc., where it is not possible to apply the NoIndex robots meta tag. If you want to prevent certain pages from being indexed, you should add the NoIndex meta tag on a page level instead. Now the page with redirect means Googlebot has detected a redirect on a page, however the redirect may not be properly configured or are causing issues with crawling and indexing. It could be a redirect chain, which means a long list of redirects, a redirect loop where the redirect will never end, or a bad or empty URL in the redirect chain. One thing to be clear, if any of your pages fall into this error report, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be fixed. The first thing you want to do is to visit the URL. So you want to copy the URL from the report, open up a new browser tab, and paste it into the browser. And if it redirects you to the correct page, then there is no need to fix it. However, if your users are informing you that the page is not working correctly, or if it is not redirecting you to the correct page, then you need to investigate and fix the issue. For example, if we copy this link, open up a new tab, and visit the link, give it a while, and now it has detected an error. It says that I've been redirected too many times. So to solve this issue, what I would do is to use RankMath's debug redirections tool. On your WordPress backend, hover over RankMath SEO and check out its general settings. And right below, you want to select the redirection settings. And this is the tool I'm talking about. I want to turn this on and save changes. Now as I visit the link again and refresh the page, you will see the debugger tool in effect. And if I click on continue redirecting, I want to see what is happening. Okay, it's redirecting to another page. And now it's redirecting back to the same page, and this is what we call a redirection loop. So let's stop the redirection, and let's say that I want to keep this page, and I do not want to redirect this page to this. And as you can see, if I continue redirecting again, this page that I want to delete is now redirecting back to this page. So let me put this in an image for you to understand. These two pages are redirecting to each other. So let's say that I continue redirecting again, and I want to prevent this page from redirecting to this page. So what I would do is to click on manage this redirection, and it will bring me to the redirection entry that is causing the error. So we already have an entry where this page will redirect to this. So this entry itself, we should remove it. So let's deactivate this and update the redirection. Now as we visit the page again and continue redirecting, it will bring us to the page we want to keep, and now the issue has been resolved. Now take note that this tool is only visible to the administrators of the site, and your site visitors will not see this. If you have a long chain of redirects, you can use the tool to figure the redirection entries one at a time to reduce unnecessary redirects and speed up your pages. Doing this will help you fix the issue. When Googlebot visits your site and tries to crawl pages and resources, your web server tells them that they do not have permission to do that, and that's the reason your pages fall into this error report. There are a couple of causes for the 403 issue. Number one is incorrect file permission, then corrupted .htaccess file, your WordPress plugin or theme is not compatible with the latest version of WordPress, the IP address of the Googlebot is banned on your site, and the security plugin is blocking Googlebots for some reason. Here are some steps you can do on your own. Otherwise, if you find that it is too technical, please engage your web host to solve the problem for you. Start by resetting the file permissions. Log into your cPanel or FTP, go to the files and folders of your site. It really depends on how the files and folders are organized on your site. For most, it will be the public_HTML directory. But for me, because I have multiple domains hosted on the server, the files and folders of each site are organized by the domain name. So I will right click on the folder and click on change permissions. For folders or directories, you want a permission to be 750 or 755, which means all users can read, write and execute, the group can read and execute, and the world has no permissions. If you add or amend the permissions, the value will change as you can see. So if the folder has a 750 or 755 permissions, then you want to visit the folder and check the file's permission. Right click on either one of the files and click on change permissions. Make sure that they have the 644 or the 640 permissions. And finally, you want to find a file called wp-config.php and check its permissions. You want to have it at 440 or 400 and click on change permissions. If you have made changes, try accessing the URL again and see if the error is fixed. If not, let's go to the next step, which is to fix the corrupted htaccess file. Sometimes the file gets corrupted due to a WordPress plugin or a theme function, so you have to regenerate or edit the file. If you are not technical, you can simply regenerate the file by deleting it. But before doing so, we recommend to keep a copy of it in case you want to use its contents again. So right click and download the file and save it. Once done, you want to delete the file from your server. And now it is gone. Next, go to your WordPress dashboard, navigate to Settings and Permalinks. Without doing anything else, simply click on Save Changes. And WordPress will now generate a new .htaccess file for you. Let's check it out. Let's refresh this and you will see the newly generated htaccess file. Now, if you are more technical, feel free to edit the htaccess file either from your cPanel or directly from your site within the RankMath general settings. and click on edit.txt. And from here, as you click on this, you can edit the contents of the file. Now the good thing about this is that whenever you save changes, RankMath will automatically save a backup for you. So if anything happens after you have made changes and your site is not working, you can always revert back to the previous version by deleting the existing file and rename this to just .htaccess. Now, if you still see the error after making those changes, then the issue may have been caused by one of your plugins or theme. We recommend that you install a plugin called Health Check and Troubleshooting to identify the plugin or theme causing the issue. You want to hover over plugins and add a new plugin. Then on the search bar, search for Health Check, and this is the plugin you want to install and activate. Once done, under Tools, you will see the Site Health function. Click on it, go to the Troubleshooting tab, and enable the troubleshooting mode. What you want to do next is to keep RankMath and the Health Check plugin enabled and disable the rest. Take note that in the troubleshooting mode, whatever plugins or themes that you have deactivated will not affect your site visitors. They are only disabled for you or the administrators. Now to find the issue, you want to have the error page on another window. By deactivating all the plugins, your page should show up and should not have the 403 error. And then enable one plugin at a time, and each time you enable the plugin, refresh the page again and see if the plugin is causing the 403 error. If you see the error, it means that you have found a plugin that is causing the issue. Now, if the 403 error still persists, then your site could have banned search engine crawlers from visiting your site. If you have a security plugin installed, you will need to add the crawler's IP address to the allow list. But if you don't have a security plugin, then you need to contact your web hosting provider to help you out. And if you find all these too complicated, then contacting your web host is your best solution. Now, we have talked about solving 403 and 404 errors, and this is going to be similar. 400 errors usually happen when search engine robots could not access a page or resources on your site. So check your .htaccess file, check your robots.txt file, use the Validator tool I've shown you earlier. You can set up redirections for the URL with error, or simply contact your web host for help. The server error encompasses various error codes such as 500, 502, 503, etc. But what it simply means is that when Google bots try to visit your page, your server couldn't fulfill the request, and hence the page falls into this error report. So the first thing you want to do is to visit your search console. And on the left menu, scroll down till you find the settings. And then open up the cross status report. Next, you want to open up the host status. So if the fail rate for any of these actions are not acceptable, you may have to contact your hosting provider to help you out. Take a screenshot of this and send it to them. Another thing you can check is when you log into your cPanel, your file, physical memory, disk, and MySQL disk usages are not nearing their limits. If they are, you would have to contact your hosting provider to ask for solution advice. It can also be the firewall or other protective systems implemented by a hosting provider that is causing the issue, so the best solution for you is to contact your hosting provider to get it fixed. Now, for most of the issues, once you have applied those fixes, the final step is for you to request for indexing again to prompt Google to recrawl the page. Simply go to the error report, let's say this, select the URL you have fixed, click on Inspect URL, give it a while, and you want to click on Request Indexing. Give it a minute or two, and now Google will start sending their robots to crawl your page. And that's basically it. I believe we have covered almost every Google indexing issue, and if there is any issue that we haven't covered, do let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to us, do so because we are all about helping you grow your search traffic. This is Jack from RankMath. I'll see you in the next video.